Hello, we are live. Good morning / good afternoon, Omar. How are you?
Good, good, good. How are you, Nathan?
I'm very good, thank you. What's the time out there?
2:30 p.m.
2:30 p.m. Afternoon here, afternoon there, morning here. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're dialing in from to join us today. My name is Nathan, co-founder of Quickfire. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by my good friend and fellow Ecomm colleague, Omar from Nectar. Omar, thank you. Before we get started, perhaps you could just educate people on what Nectar is, a little bit about your journey, and then we'll dive into the meat of the topics for today's session.
Got it, got it. So my name is Omar. We started this company called Nectar around 3-4 years back. We have close to 1,500 brands onboarded. We primarily do the retention stack for e-commerce brands like loyalty, referrals, membership, and reviews. It's all very interconnected, so we call it like a retention stack for e-commerce brands, and we work with like 1,000 1,500 brands globally. We started this 3.5 years back. We stumbled upon some customers by luck and chance. We pivoted our idea. It was a different idea back then, and we found a sweet spot to be the Shopify ecosystem, and we doubled down on that.
1,500 brands, Omar, in 3 years.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, yeah, anyone that can do 1,500 brands in 3 years, fair play to them. Congratulations. Are most of them based in India? Are they across the world in the UK? Like, where are those brands based?
Yeah. So I would say 80% are in India, 10% across the world, and 10% in the US.
Nice. Very good. So I guess today's session is about how can we connect online and in store to increase lifetime value, right? And that's a topic that's coming up more and more. We're with a lovely client on Friday down at their offices near Chipping Norton, and we were having this exact conversation, right, about how we try and make this more unified experience. So I guess today what I want to talk to you about is whether it's online or in store, I don't really mind, but I want to turn my one-time buyer into a repeat purchaser to improve lifetime value and for them to become a raving fan of the brand. So I guess getting started in the current market, why do you think we're seeing brands move away from this kind of aggressive discounting and more towards a bit more of a structured loyalty program?
So it's like one size does not fit all, and you want to double down on the customer who's actually giving you more value. So if Nathan is a regular buyer, you want to please him more, or you want to give him more offers or better offers compared to Umar, who's just come once in a year or something like that. So first, you need to have that data that you know who is more valuable customer, why is he coming back to my platform, and what is him bringing there. So obviously, it's the product. The product is the first thing that is bringing you there. But these nudges, like sending a WhatsApp message with loyalty, having a tier structure that you're a gold customer, making them feel valuable, all this adds to it. It all adds to a good customer experience. The customer smiles while buying the product. Anyone who sees using the loyalty coins for like a couple of pounds as well, they see a couple of pounds and they just feel happy about it. They feel valued, they feel good. Even it's like £2 on a £100 transaction, you feel, yeah, I have this, and the brand considers me something. Now the only question becomes for the brand that who do we value more? Do we value the guy who's buying once a month, once a year, once a week? And how do we differentiate that? That how do we give them a different value? So that is what the brands actually need to do.
In question, I like the mention of WhatsApp there in terms of nudges. I was chatting to our mutual friend Abhishek the other week about the importance of WhatsApp in the marketing mix. I think a lot of people have maybe just relied on a Klaviyo or perhaps SMS, but WhatsApp seems to be getting good traction. Do you guys integrate with a WhatsApp solution?
Yeah, we integrate with a lot of them, especially Go Quick. We
Okay.
integrate with a lot of the product suites and everything. So the question becomes, the brand, they say that we don't want to do WhatsApp, we don't want to do email, we don't want to do loyalty. But what does your customer want, and where is your customer? If the customer is not anywhere, and if they want a flyer, give the flyer to them. My
Yeah.
question is that give them a physical copy. So you'll see a lot of people transactioning from SMS to emails to WhatsApp. Some prefer email, some prefer WhatsApp, some prefer this loyalty, that loyalty. But whatever the customer prefers, you give that to them. You don't
Nice.
be choosy about it.
And I like that kind of offline experience as well. You look at Jack and the lovely guys at Paper Run and what they're doing in terms of offline, like huge
Yeah.
opportunity to unite that journey. Now, on the topic of uniting journeys, online, offline, where do you see most brands failing when it comes to trying to create that consistent experience?
So I see a lot of bias. The brands fail when they see a competitor, or they have some kind of bias before them that it's not working for them, or maybe we have tried them like 6 months, 6 years ago, and did not work out. It might have not worked out for various other reasons. The data will only tell you the truth. So I see a lot of bias going in. That is the difficulty I've also faced, that trying to sell loyalty, and people like, oh, we have done that, or Nathan has already done that in XYZ brand. We have multiple brands in the same product category doing the same volume but having different results. Yeah,
Okay.
with same order value, same ACV, same category, same ICP, same everything, but different results. So it's very important to go by data and not go by some biases. When we get the brand on the call, we tell them, what do you want, what has not worked for you, and where do you see this go? And then we tell them to have patience. So the most important thing is that every month you need to improve your loyalty program or your email program or your marketing program every month, little by little. You just don't go to 100 on day one. You start with 1, 5, 10, and then you move on towards the 100 thing.
Interesting. It's kind of like a marginal gains. We talk when we're doing
Yeah,
stuff with Shopify brands, like we're not going to win everything tomorrow. It's little and often, and trying to
yeah,
work towards a shared objective. And you guys are similar. Like you've got a day one loyalty program, and what it looks like on day 365 is going to be very different.
correct. So we start by saying, let's capture data. Let's give them coins for filling their birthdays, filling their genders, filling their surveys, or any other data that the brand wants. Any data that the brand wants, we convert it into a text or a web based or a survey, or you connect your pop up. Connect multiple things, start collecting the data. Once you collect the data and then start rewarding your customer, let them come back, see why are they coming back, when are they coming back, and then improve upon it. So we tell everyone to go step by step and not say, I want 50% repeat in the next month. That is not possible. The what is the part to 50%? The
Yeah.
first part is getting double the data, then targeting the right data by sending them the loyalty coins based on various festivals, various offers, various birthdays, various anniversaries, kids' birthdays, pets' birthdays, so on and so forth.
Anyone's birthday, any birthdays, just send a point. I
Yeah.
guess I'm liking you're like an absolute oracle full of knowledge. I guess when you're working with brands, how consultative is the Nectar offering? Is it self-serve? Are you giving them this stuff? Because I guess a lot of brands listening might be interested in loyalty and will come to the need for loyalty and kind of repeat purchase versus just net new acquisition. But before I do, with Nectar, are they getting that kind of consultative layer where they go, I don't know what points I need to offer. I don't know what redemption mechanisms I need. Do you tell them that? Or is it very much self-serve? You deal with it in the platform and it's over to you, the brand, to work it out?
So we have both the models. Our system is fully customizable, DIY, do it yourself. The brands can come, change every frame from the dashboard, it gets updated within the minute. Secondly, we have repositories. We have the best practices, we have case studies, we have help docs. We share that with you also before the call. That we tell you X does this, Y does this, everything which is non-confidential, right? Which is available on the website. The third thing, we also tell you, you can do this based on our expertise, based on our things, but the final call is on the brand whether they want to do it or not. But yes, we provide as much assistance as possible to the
Nice.
brand.
Yeah, I really like that. I think a lot of brands are going, look, I know I need to do loyalty, but I don't really know where to start. And does £1 equal 5 points? Does it equal 25 points? Does it equal something else? And I think a lot of brands kind of get stuck there and then just actually think, oh, stop it, we'll do something else. Urgent drive's that important. We never do it. I guess curious to get your take on this. I'm seeing a lot of brands still in this kind of acquisition trap, right? Where we might see acquiring new customers as more sexy than perhaps selling to existing. And whether that be an agency land, service-based businesses, or ecom, we still find ourselves trapped in chasing acquisition rather than retention. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so we have this saying when we talk to our sales team as well, that don't chase any brand who's come on Shark Time, who's come on TV, or who's raised a fund. Just don't chase them now. Chase them 6 months down later. So right now everything is like the glory days for them. Everything they touch is into gold. So they're not worried about correcting the data. They're not worried about getting the customer back because everything they touch is going up, 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 up. The stagnation comes after 3 to 6 months. And this I have seen with 100, 200 brands in my system. We always onboard a brand when they have, flatline. We have
Yeah.
never onboarded a brand which is going up. We have almost onboarded a brand which is flatline. So people don't really think about retention. They only think about acquisition when everything is going good. They focus on retention when the team tells them, how do we get the new customer? And the team tells them, there's no new customer. We already have talked to everyone once. So get them back, and then they start thinking of the loyalty points and stuff like that. Now that is something to the founder and the team that they plan it from day one. They lay down the foundation of collecting the data, getting the first customer back again and again and again. They have to do it from day zero.
Bear with me, Omar. Just quickly, in terms of data prioritization, online customers, offline customers, what data are people prioritizing? And while you answer that, I'll just quickly get the door for the old Royal Mail. The joys of working from home. But yeah, just tell the audience, like, what data are you prioritizing, online versus offline?
Yeah. So again, I would say that depends upon the brand. Uh, Online brands want to go offline. Offline brands want to do online. I think the world is moving towards a more omni-channel approach. So the old school guys want to build on Shopify, have e-commerce sales, create market share, and the Shopify boys want to go back to offline, create a retail experience, create a unique experience, so on and so forth. So, and we have seen the brands go towards apps as well. So there's a lot of beauty brands have started their own apps. We thought it was only online and offline, and now apps have started popping up, and these guys are getting like 30 to 50% now users from these apps. So it really becomes the vision of the company that where do they want to go and how do they prioritize this. Like again, not to do everything at once. If you're opening one store, you tell your online customers, you buy from the offline store, we give you more points. You give us the more data, where do you stay, with city, we give you more coins. If you come for an event in our offline store, there's a bonus attached to it. We give you freebies, gifts, so on and so forth.
I like this kind of more than just points mean prizes for
Yeah.
purchases, but actually we're incentivizing social interaction, or we're incentivizing UGC, or incentivizing some other triggers. Tell us some of the creative ways you guys have helped brands in terms of how we incentivizing brands to collect data points beyond just purchases.
So this brand, I told you that this is a brand, beauty brand. They wanted to capture gender, so they made us create a field where someone who's buying is male or female. They sell female products, but the gender reveals show that a lot of males also purchase it for gifting and stuff like that. Birthdays is a very basic. A lot of people put their birthdays of themselves, children, kids, pets, anniversaries. Then people do a lot of reviews. So they do like X number of coins or writing a normal review, X plus one writing an image review, X plus two writing a video reviews. So we've seen brands generate like 400, 500 reviews, image reviews within a month. They launched a campaign, write an image review, bonus 2x on every review that you write. So that happens. Now people do surveys. Now people have started putting surveys and pop-ups. So you fill a survey, you give us a feedback, and we will reward you with a 100 coin or a 100 rupee coupon or a 100 pound coupon code or a 10 pound coupon code, whatever, or a freebie. They can also do a freebie, a free face wash, lipstick, so on and so forth. So it really depends again on the brand, what data they want to capture, and everything is possible. Everything can be incentivized.
If you had to choose one reward mechanism outside of purchases for brands, so let's just say at the moment all they're rewarding is purchases, so buy something, earn points, buy something, earn points. If you have to choose one softer metric, reviews, UGC, and birthday submission, etc., what's the one thing you'd recommend brands chose?
Reviews.
Reviews.
Reviews works a lot. Yeah. People write that review for an expensive.
Is step one. Step two would be reviews. What would be step three?
Data of birthdays. Birthdays work a lot. We see
Nice.
30-40% of the birthdays that have been captured. The people who've got the reward for those have actually used it on their particular birthday week or a birthday month.
It's interesting on the birthdays point, because I guess I got a question around expiration of points. Like, again, I've sure have accrued many points over my time across many different systems and companies. However, sometimes you need to nudge the customer to remind them they've got the points, but at the same time, you don't want that to feel just like an automated, like forced message. I want it to feel a bit more personable. How are you guys doing that to make sure you're keeping the customer reminded that they've got points, but you're not just sending a one size fits all message? Hey, you've got 200 points, they expire tomorrow. Like, how are you doing that?
So there are two ways to go about it. First, we encourage the brand to put the customer coin expiry or the customer balance in the utility message himself. So when you're purchasing an order, when you get that, hi Nathan, you have purchased this XYZ from this brand, you get your coin balance in that message. So there is a constant reminder going on there. So, and you can add an expiry there as well. So it expires in 240 days or 2 months or 3 months or stuff like that. The next reminder which comes is again very generic. When the coins expire, you send them 1 week, 1 month, 1 day, 5 days advance. There is nothing uniqueness, to be honest, that can be done here. It's a very straightforward, that your coins expiring. You can add a value to it. Always attaching a value to your coin points is very good. So instead of saying your 10 points are expiring, you can say £5, £5 cashback is expiring, or £5 something else is expiring. Converting them to a value factor, helps a lot.
I mean, I've spent the last 15 minutes trying to catch you out with questions I didn't think you necessarily have the answer for, but Omar seem to have all the answers, which is amazing, incredibly knowledgeable. I guess one thing I'd like to know, and please, for the audience that are listening, if you'd like to ask questions, please do so, and I'll get to as many as possible. But certainly from my side, and I guess selfishly, I think some of the brands I talk to are maybe a bit concerned that rolling out a loyalty system might devalue the brand. And I guess from your side, is there one kind of common mistake you think actually does devalue the brand? And you go, look, if you do want to go a loyalty program, whether it's Nectar or something else, please don't do this because it cheapens it.
Yeah, it makes it totally. A lot of brands, do not want to put a loyalty program. They don't want to discount it. It's totally fair up to them. So this really depends upon the value of discounting that you're doing. We have very high, good luxury brands with high OV, but they only give you like a 2% or a 3% or a less than 5% cashback. But they incentivize a lot on other things like reviews, surveys, pop-ups, stuff like that. So, and we have seen very brands which are well-based, deep discounted brand, which will give you like 30-20% discount all year round. So the loyalty point is not will not reduce the brand. The discounting amount will reduce the brand. How often do you do it? How much do you do it? So even you can push certain products, even if you don't want to do like your best sellers, you can do inventory which is going to expire, or inventory which is not working. So you can do that. Brands do that as well. They don't want to do the best seller, they give the other products on discount.
Very good. One of my absolutely favorite people in the world, Claire from Squash Pixel. If you don't know Squash Pixel, fabulous Shopify agency. She just asked a question, which is out of interest. How soon after getting data would you suggest brands should be using the data to reinforce that behavior?
So I think after a couple of months, it really depends on how much customers you have and the amount of data that you have. So if you have like 100 customers at 10-20% data, if you have captured, I think you should start working on it.
Yeah, interesting. She was saying based on the answers here are tailored recommendations, e.g. show that we're sharing data actually leads to better outcomes. And I got a question about data, which is really about the importance of collecting first-party data. How is Nectar helping brands collect first-party data versus third-party data? Tell me a bit more about that.
So Nectar only collects first party data, right? As soon as you put up a birthday or a survey or a gender or your address or the which city do you live in, the customer voluntarily logs it in. So third party data, it's not possible only. The first party data, Nathan is going on the website and filling it voluntarily for an X amount of coin. So instead of using some tools to get third party data, which is not possible, which is illegal or in the gray area or something like that, your brands, even the high end brands, which are like doing a lot of orders, they want to compile with every data law possible. They prefer things like that, right? You can capture a gender by X or Y mean or Z mean, but why has that brand told us to for the customer to fill it in? Right? By name, we can do a hypothesis and we can say, Nathan is a boy's name or a girl's name. We can do some sort of analysis on that. But the brand wanted the customer to fill it. So that way they can run and analyze on it and they can use this data. So they can say hi. In the messaging, they can use a he or a she, that way. So that is why they have said, let the customer put it in. Once a customer put it in, it's a first party data.
It's interesting, Mark, because I think like most conversations we're having, there'll always be a mention of AI. And I'm sure you guys are no different, right? Every man and their dog wants to talk about AI and how it's impacting the solution. I guess for you guys, how are you changing the way, or how is AI potentially going to change the way we reward customers? And do we potentially see a world where we're starting to predict a bit further ahead of time? Like, how do we think AI is really going to change the game for loyalty in the next 12, 24 months?
So Nathan, when we started this, right, our vision was to do dynamic discounting and dynamic couponing and dynamic loyalty. So I basically want to show Nathan based on his age, gender, and location a different coupon or a different deal or a different coin structure. Versus I want to show Omar or Dhara or Catlin some other based on the gender, based on the location and everything. So that was a vision. I think now it is possible to do something like that. So AI can give you a customized program based on your order history, based on your any info that you give me, based on the month of anniversary, birthdays, gender, date of birth, anything that I have with my data, I can show X person a Y offer and an A person a Z offer. That was the dream that we started off with. Before people say that you want to do more and more AI, they should just focus on collecting more and more data, because the AI will only work on data and nothing else. So data capturing becomes very important. We have also seen a lot of e-commerce brands, right? Even in marketing tools, you have must have started seeing that they're writing the messaging based on the data that they have. They're sending it on the time that their AI sends it. We don't need anyone else. We'll send it on what time we require, who we require, and everything. You just review and go ahead. So I think sooner or later, loyalty will also become like this. You will have some random variable, random coin, random coupon based on how the people are coming.
May I ask, like, it's a little bit of a contentious point, and so I want to be careful. I don't want this to turn into a political snowstorm, but I am kind of curious. You think about like personalization around gender or around age, and obviously in the world we live in today, it's not just male and female. Some people are sensitive about age, etc. How do we overcome that? Because we want to deliver the best experience to the customer. Let's just say that's a given, right? But we're trying to personalize, and in personalizing, is there a risk that we alienate, upset by making broad assumptions, right? So they are 20 to 30, they are called Nathan, they must be male. Well, technically not, right? Technically, they might not be male. And just because they're 20 to 30, it doesn't mean they're the same as every other 20 to 30-year-old. So what do we do there? Do we just have to accept that's a price of personalization, or how do we overcome that?
So that is where we come in, or a loyalty program comes in. Suppose you have a sample set of 100, right, based on various gender, age, location, right? And you say, I will make an analysis, and it can be a he, she, or someone non binary or something like that. There is where we are making an assumption, and that is where we'll go wrong. But where we come in, or someone who captures and helps you capture the data, right? Now, out of this 100, Umar, Nathan have voluntarily given me the gender which is male. So now 10, I can do a specific segmentation and targeting. The 90 will again be that. So I am dividing that 100 between 10, 20, 30 various fields by capturing more and more data. And these people have voluntarily given me in. Like, for example, I buy a lot from Marks and Spencer. I give them my birthday. I give them my gender. I want to buy on by particular field. I go to Gap. I buy a lot from Gap. I tell them, when there's a sale, you hit me up. And these are my details. These are my mobile number. You capture me from everywhere because I want to go. So this incentive structure of rewarding people for giving, this is voluntary coming in. People want to be a part of it. You don't want to be a part of 100 brands, but Nathan will also want to be a part of Tom Ford, to be a part of Chanel. He wants to be a part of 10 close brands that he feels with. So he will share the data with him. So you guys give me something personal.
I remember actually just at Christmas, you very kindly sent a gift, and I remember you didn't put your name on it. And I remember Nikki, my partner, thinking I just had a secret admirer sending me aftershave, etc. And it turns out it was you all along. We still
Yeah,
laugh about it. But I think Claire,
about putting my
right, which is Claire was saying, like, do you end up being so generic? Like at this end, you're being hyper personalized. At this end, you're being so generic, you're actually targeting nobody. And at some point, we're probably going to piss someone off, right? So either way, if we're going to try and deliver a personal experience, we have to accept there's going to be some casualties on the way. And that's not malicious. That's just in our attempt to achieve perfection. It's not always going to be perfect on the way. I guess, question for you, I've seen you speak before at various events and things like this, and you've talked about kind of Nectar being that, how to describe it, like a central brain, particularly when you're integrating things like WhatsApp, etc. So you've got WhatsApp over here, you've got the Shopify checkout over here. Nectar seems to almost operate as that central brain. What do you mean by that when you're using the term central brain?
So on an average, we see a brand integrating us with 4 or 5 tools. So the first
4
thing
or
they will
5
do,
tools with
yes,
Nectar.
yes. So
Okay.
first would be an email, then a WhatsApp. If there is an SMS, then SMS, a CRM tool like Capture, Zoho, or something like that, and a review tool. So these are the more basic ones. The add-on would be a survey, pop-up, something like that. But we see a brand at least integrating us with 3 to 4 tools. That is where we also get a stickiness. Now what happens is so we do a two-way communication. We also take some data from the other party, and we also send data. So we push data. Whatever we capture, now we have captured Nathan's gender, location, age. Now we pass it to your email, your WhatsApp tool, and stuff like that. And whatever we take from a survey tool or something, we also give it back to a CRM or a marketing tool. So that's how it's interconnected. And everywhere there is an incentive. There is an incentive to get that data or to give that data.
I think I'm curious. Like, I really want to make sure whenever we're doing these interviews with different tech solutions, etc., we try and remain as impartial as possible. Right? That
Correct.
is a fantastic solution. There are, of course, other loyalty solutions on the market that also provide great value. I guess what I'd like to know is, in an agency world, I talk a lot about specialists versus generalists. Right? So I'll say you need a dev partner, you need an SEO partner, you need a PPC partner, you need a social partner, email partner, etc., etc. In the world of tech, do you see it better having loyalty, reviews, maybe UGC, other component SMS all under one roof? Or do you see it better different tools integrating that each do a specific part?
A very, very well, very good question. So when we do a retention stack also, right? We tell everyone our hero product is loyalty. If you're looking for something else, maybe you can go with Judge Me or something like that. And for 4 years, we only did online or Shopify loyalty. After 4 years, we started going retail and omnichannel. So it also depends on the scale of the brand. I would say if you're starting early, if you have less than 1,000 order, 2,000 order, you should do a cost-effective solution. But once you're crossing 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 orders, you need to find a hero product and a hero company which has solved for edge use cases. Everyone does loyalty, right? There are 10 other brands who do loyalty. And people think of loyalty as just dispersing the coins and getting back. It's not that easy. Once we started, we thought, only this is much you have to build. But every day we keep on solving for edge use cases. Out of thousand, that one use case where you don't want to hamper the user experience. So once you cross a particular threshold and you're looking for something very, very specific, a lot of big brands of us know what they tell us is that whatever data we capture, push that back to the meta field. So we pass our data back to the Shopify meta field and then they run their own analysis and logic on top of it. The small brands don't do that. The small brands don't do that. So the brand who's starting off, I would totally recommend get an all-in-one solution, be cost effective. Right now, your objective is to sell your product and get traction. Once you cross a particular threshold of like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 orders, then you have to get a specific hero. A hero product with a hero company solving for your edge use cases and doing customization. So we do a lot of customization. And that's where the big brands also differ. That I don't want it like this. The data should flow like this. It should be captured like this. All this happens when you cross a particular threshold.
Interesting. I guess, I mean, we've prided ourselves on doing these kind of bite-sized sessions, right? Where you get a half hour or so to tap into amazing minds like yourself. I guess summarizing today, two more questions, if you don't mind, and you're okay for time.
No,
I think the next one is looking at where we're going. I mean, yeah, it's a crazy market out there right now. The world is in turmoil, etc. Question for me is, what are some of the quick wins? And I think that's the thing when I listen to things like this online and I read things, I'm like, it's all quite theoretical, but I want to know what I can do tomorrow to drive value in my brand. So if we were to say to the audience, tomorrow, go and do this, go and do X to improve or drive loyalty, quick loyalty wins, if you like, what would they be?
so I think capturing data, just rewarding on sign up, you will see 20 to 30% more sign-ups. So if 100 people are visiting your website and you get 30 out of them, you will get 33, 39 now. So that is the easiest one. The
Sign up,
loyalty,
earn points, job one.
yes, very
Okay.
basic.
And then we're
Because
saying
loyalty, sorry,
points. So email, sign up, get points, job one.
yeah,
Purchase, get points, job two.
correct.
Reviews, get points, job 3.
Correct. Because loyalty actually kicks in after 3 months. The repeat purchase, the retention actually kicks in after a couple of months. Not everybody is buying a face wash every day or a dress every day, right? It takes at least 2 to 3 months to come back to the website.
So social integration, potentially point
Yes.
4, like engaging in social channels, uploading UGC, etc. Maybe point 4. If you had to give us data, birthdays, anniversaries, we've talked about that as well. Maybe that's point 5. To round us up then for point 6, what's the 6th thing that we could do from tomorrow that we think would drive value? So we've signed up, we've purchased, we've submitted a review, we've engaged on socials, we've shared data. Is there anything there that we've missed? I can think of one, but I'm curious to see what you come up with.
So people do a lot of referrals before buying. So
Wow, that was mine. You can't have that one. So yeah, refer a friend.
Yeah. So whenever, like, suppose even I'm gifting you something, right? And I'm going to just buy it and I want that discount. So now I will see there's a referral program. I'll tell my friend, you buy it. And then once you buy it, I get the discount, then I'll buy it. So we see a lot of that happening.
And that you can do in Nectar as well.
Yes. We can do referrals as well.
Okay. Omar, thank you. I've really enjoyed chatting, and I can chat to you all day. What you don't know about loyalty doesn't seem worth knowing. So what I suggest is for those that have been kind enough to tune in or perhaps watching this on repeat, how do they find out more about you, Omar, and about Nectar?
Yeah, so they can hit me up on LinkedIn. There's our website nectar.io. They can visit it anytime. There are case studies, there are resources. You can book a demo. My email ID is also omar@nectar.io. You can hit me up anytime. We reply quite fast.
Well, Q, hopefully 1,000 demos, Omar. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Look after yourself. And next time when you're in the UK, I look forward to seeing you and catching up. Take care.
Thank you, Nathan.